All right, what is up, guys? Evan Aldo here. Wanted to give you a update. If you missed the live stream this morning, we're going to look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and take a quick look at VeChain today because I do think some of the altcoins could go down quite a bit. I want to show you guys Bitcoin dominance and ETH Bitcoin as well, pretty briefly. So let's get right into it. Don't want to take up too much time. So the first thing we're going to look at is kind of the moment of truth here, which is our 16-day. I do believe if this does confirm, we will have likely bottomed out. Every cycle is different, though. It's possible, it could confirm and then you just, crash downward from there, kind of how like the 2 week was for Ethereum in 2018. So we do have that possibility. The reason I've been focusing on the 16 days, that marked the bottom in 2018 and the cycle before for both Bitcoin and Ethereum. Ethereum wasn't around in the previous cycle, but last cycle marked the both for both of them. Bitcoin for the 2 week marked the bottom for Bitcoin, but not Ethereum. So that's why it was interesting to look at. I think in the next 3 days, there's a decent shot. We could come down quite a bit and this can go away. Big moves happen quickly. And we'll talk about why that's possible. So if we move down here a little bit, we can move down to the weekly here. And the thing that I'm a little concerned about for all those people who think we already hit the bottom, and there's a strong case to make about it. I mean, I'll give you that. There's a pretty strong case to make about it. The case that I think is why we need to be more hesitant here is because, look, the previous 2 times that the green dot did signal the bottom, money flow was deeper in the red, which I do think it could be more like, the green dot that was already confirmed, kind of like this before the drop down. And we'll look at the 10-day too. I want to show you the 10-day too after this, right after this. That shows us a lot. Look, you were deeper in the red, so I think you may need to come a little bit deeper in the red here. And guys, think about it. Usually September is a pretty bad month. August or September, I don't know about August, but I know September is definitely a really bad month for crypto and stocks in general. So September could be pretty bad. I also think August could be pretty bad. If you look at how 2014 was, which this, now I'll show you the 10-day, which this market does look a bit more like 2014. Look at how the 10-day here, when you were in the green, see the VWAP curved around, went down, then you dropped down a lot when you printed this red dot right here. This was a big drop down from that. That was about 57% downward. Look at how it looks right now. You're about to curve into the red here, and your VWAP could curve downward relatively soon. So, if you're to come down from the top of this candle wick, 57% now, that was a different time. I don't know if you're going to go down to 10K, but we have the 400 weekly moving average at 12K, 300 weekly moving average at 17K. That's a big point. This is important, and then you move it to, the 400 weekly moving average. These are big places that, I think price could bounce off of for a bottom around 13K right now. Huge points. Now, what I want to show you in lower time frames that would kind of support, the notion that we could be headed downward is you look at this interesting pattern right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another little thing that didn't give us too much. You didn't make a new higher high. Then the way this pattern works, you would come down to the previous low area over here. Now, the last time we had something like this, let me show you. Right here, this was in, kind of peak FOMO, this area. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another one that didn't bring us up to the top really, as high as that one, and then downward. Now, we could be in this phase where you come up a little bit more here, and then you come down. So that's that point. And the reason I think around 17K, the previous low, is because right here, this was your previous low from that area. Now, it's a little bit subjective. I know it's not, this was an uptrend, but that's kind of the way the pattern looks to me, kind of. The way I would compare it, that 4-hub pattern. And CryptoFace has stated there's other times that, I believe he said there's other times where this does happen as well, and it's always bearish. So I think that would bring you back down to the 17K area, and that could happen relatively soon, especially based on how the 10-day looks right now. RSIs are also pretty split in the daily too, and your VWAP is curving downward. Sometimes these bullish things, like you're kind of trying to get into the green here, it's kind of not happening. You were peeking into the green, it didn't get confirmed, you went right back into the red here. That, I don't think that's the best sign for what we're looking for. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think that's the best sign. Your 12-hour money flow generally coming out, I don't think that looks too good. You could also make the argument there's a head and shoulders here. I don't really pay attention too much to traditional TA. I trade differently, but that would probably bring you down to here, I would think, around the 20K area. And I believe that 16-day green dot will likely disappear if we go down to 20K or below it. 8-hour back in the red, I think that's more bearish. This generally money flow coming out back in the red in your 5-hour. Generally think that's more bearish. And on some of your lower time frames, kind of what I'm doing here, I had a short in the exclusive Discord, added to that short pretty recently, kind of on the jumps. That's what I do, when you're in a certain trend, or adding to the trades risk-free, which is a big game changer. Anything risk-free, I love. And just setting a new stop loss to the new entry point, it's a big thing to do. So a little jump here, and then we're getting really close to this, or just about hitting this spider line right here. So I think we could reject from it. Your hourly seems to be trying to curve downward, generally money flow coming downward. That's a big place to look to short. The hourly money flow crossover, I think, would be a really good place. And you're looking at the 15-minute, you're starting to come up a little bit, but your RSIs are kind of splitting apart just like this. So if we do kind of repeat, this trajectory here, that's another 4% down approximately. Let's say we go from that spiral line 4% down, right around here. That's 22, and that's a big area. This is a huge area. So I think the next local area that we're going to be looking at is 22. And then, in terms of the 16-day, if you want a bigger trajectory in the next month or so for a bottom, we talked about it, 12K probably. Look right here. Your green dot started printing here, went away. Started printing again here, went away. Then you drop to the bottom. I think we're more kind of like this, I would say, unless things get really, really ugly. We're looking at Taiwan, other things like that. But let's be a little bit more optimistic than that. That's, I don't want to talk about that too much. But I do think, 12K is big in the cards here. Now, for Ethereum, it's generally, the same type of deal. I'll go through it briefly. And this popped up a lot, guys. This really popped up here. It's not too sustainable to just come up 100%, 106%. We're still up 90% approximately. Really split RSIs here on your 2-day, more so than Bitcoin. Look what happened here. This could be, this could give us the catalyst to the bottom here, 75% down. I know it's a lot, but, bear with me. Right there, 500. I don't know if you're going to go that low. I think somewhere between 6 and 300. Ethereum's harder to, the market cap is small these days. It's harder to say, but those areas do look very likely. When would it hit that? I'd say by mid-September or something. I would say if that does play out that way, by mid-September. And you look at the same thing, daily VWAP is RSI is kind of split, curving down. I would say it's more bearish, and the same type of deal with the weekly, right here, kind of if we compare it to this area right here, as you're coming out, see, it kind of went up. Also, kind of after the deep green dot, after the deep green dot. It's a little bit subjective what you would say, but after the deep green dot, when you're already in the red, bam, right down to the bottom, and then the next green dot, you needed that bullish div to, bring us out of this bear market. So bring us out of the bear market into the accumulation phase. And we could look at your 12-hour. That's a pretty big, bearish div. Look at this. Money flow coming out. You could kind of make the argument, again, just like Bitcoin, a triple top or head and shoulders. Technical target for that would probably be somewhere around here. This is a big spiral line, big place right here. That would be probably, I don't know. He may have to be waiting for a while. I don't know if this would be a successful trade. It would be a little bit risky, but in terms of risk-reward ratio, very high to do something like that. I'm already in a short, so I'm just gradually adding to that, doing things like that. But look, money flow generally coming out here on your 6-hour, and same thing. You're getting a little bit of a relief here. I did draw a local fib level. You're hitting one right now. So I've been kind of looking to add risk-free to the shorts right now. And if they get stopped out, no big deal. I'll just look to, open a new trade. If it gets stopped out, it's okay. Just look to open a new trade. On your 15-minute, it looks like one of those where it's just splitting apart. Once these RSIs start to curve down, it'll probably reverse the trajectory, in my opinion. Now, what I want to show you kind of briefly is ETH Bitcoin right now. So ETH Bitcoin does look, and normally when market corrects a lot, ETH Bitcoin does look bearish. Bitcoin starts to outperform ETH. I think this is kind of a fluke, and you got your trend reversal triangle right here, money flow coming out. Kind of like, look at the last time it was like this, and then you finally curved into the red. You weren't choppy. Now it's getting a little bit choppy, curved into the red. This was May 18, and then 6 months to bottom out. So could be a little while. I don't think it's going to be that long. That would be more of a case to, go down far into maybe beginning of 2023 to bottom out, like the 2014 cycle. Right now, I don't think it's going to take that long. I think it'll be quicker. Every bear market was shorter than the previous one in Bitcoin's history, so maybe it'll be shorter and we could bottom out next month in September. But this is looking pretty bearish. I think this will, and you're looking, just visually, you're hitting points of resistance here. I think this could bring you down quite a bit. And Bitcoin dominance, that looks pretty bullish too. And when that's bullish, either you're kind of in an accumulation phase like 2019, like where was 2019, like over here, accumulation phase, or you're in a bear market like January 2018. So I do think it's kind of a fluke that we're this low and we're hitting big points. Look at the curvature there. I think you can come up with Bitcoin dominance as everything dumps down a lot. And if you do have a real bloodbath pretty soon, Bitcoin dominance is going to shoot up pretty quickly here, really quickly in my opinion. Last thing, I've been looking at a few of the altcoins. When you're in, areas like this, I just want to show you on like VeChain, there's, a few of the altcoins are like this. Matic is like this as well, I believe. Look at how split these RSIs are right here, and then you came down 77%. Now, I'm not saying you're just going to crash down another 77%, but if you come down to this area, a lot of the bubble psychology charts would probably give you a bottom around here for this, which actually could be somewhere around, 70 to 80%. And that is historically what would be expected for altcoins. Like, I'm not being a crazy doomsdayer here, guys. That's what happens a lot with altcoins. Just look at that pattern kind of repeating. Keep in mind, Cardano went down, what was it, like 98% in the last bear market, and then came all the way back and made new all-time highs. So that's not the, not the end of the world. These RSIs starting to curve back down, almost like here. Look, it's kind of the same thing, just coming out. So it's one of the few ones I'm looking at. Also, when you came to the green here, bam, right back down. So that's what we got to keep an eye on. This confirms in about 2 hours this daily red dot here. So I could think that could be the catalyst to bring us down for a lot of these. Obviously, guys, not financial advice. Anything could happen. But it's, game of probability. This is what I think most likely will happen. So I want to warn you guys now, especially if you're really ahead on Ethereum, really ahead in Bitcoin right now. Maybe, look at this stuff, okay? All right, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please like, please subscribe to the channel. Check out my exclusive Discord with some of my trade entries. Link in the description below, exclusive TA. Not right 100% of the time, but a lot of people have really liked it. Also, my trading course, a lot of people have really liked as well. So check that out, link in the description below, especially if you're new at trading and want to know more how to interpret market for risk management, trading psychology, all that type of stuff. Also, if you want to get into trading, if you're an experienced trader, create a new account, Bybit, Phoenix, BitBet, Bybit, Phoenix, BitGet down below. Check those out. There's some good promos going on right now. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good one. Goodbye.